Do you want to know why your employees are not performing up to your standards? I'll tell you why. What is going on, everybody? Justice here, your favorite coach. I help entrepreneurs and leaders just like you figure out what's next, especially when they're asking, what now? Okay, so today I had this call with one of my youngest, just high-performing past clients. And I just called him and said, hey, let's catch up. And he just said, hey man, I'm struggling at work. It's just not going the way that I thought it would. And I just kind of dug in deeper and he told me the story that so many of them tell me time after time and after time. And let me just preface this. He is not a lazy millennial, whatevers you have about millennials, he's not one of them. MBA, did well, went off, quick learner, has taken his time, worked, grinded, did all the hard things, and he has gotten to where he is for just hard work, and he's a smart kid. So just so you know, this isn't some lazy person I'm talking about. And he came on and took me on as a coach for him when he was 20 something. And so I've gotten to watch this guy go out, get headhunted and gone out and done amazing stuff. And so this video is on his behalf. To all of you entrepreneurs out there that are going, why isn't my team performing? And I think they're one of three things, okay? The first one is you have the wrong team. Like, you're right, you don't have the wrong team. It's on them. It's not your fault. You hired them, they faked it through the interview process, they faked it through all this other stuff, and they got there and you found out, wow, I've got a dud. And so you've gone through the process of giving them their 90-day, like, hey, this is your process for getting better, and this is what you can do, and they haven't performed, so now you've gotten to know them on a personal level, and blah, 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 blah. You took 90 days or 6 months too long to fire them. Happens to the best of us. Hopefully you've learned this slogan, hire slow, fire fast. Okay? You got that one employee that taught you a lesson. It's like you wrote the HR document, like there's invisible ink over every line and it's this person's name. And that's why you had to come up with all these new rules because of this or group of people. Okay? So we'll just say the first one is you got a bad employee. The second one is it's on you. That means you did not train. I can't say this enough. I can't tell you how many visionary entrepreneurs, they hire an all-star and they give them no training and they just go, hey, figure it out. Look, in the early days, in the startup phase, and startup, when I say that, it's like your first 2 years. After that, I hate when people say startup. It's like, no, you started up and you're just not working. This is like your first few people, that's when you're a startup and everyone's wearing a ton of hats. Once you bring people in and you have clear roles and clear defined places you're supposed to be getting them, at that point, like, look, you haven't trained them. You haven't given them clear expectations. You haven't told them where you want them to be in a year or 2 years. You have set zero expectations. So you put a high performer out there, just like a high performing car, and you put bad gas in there. You put bad brakes on this Lamborghini. And so now it's going as fast as it can in a direction you never told it to go. Man, that is good. And so from talking to high performance leaders that get hired by companies that are growing fast, I see this all the time. You didn't train them and you didn't tell them where you wanted them to go, which leads to the second thing. You have a crappy vision. A crappy vision. It sucks. You probably said our vision is to grow to $100 million in the next 5 years, like everyone else says. And that isn't a vision, that's just a number. You're number casting. You're not vision casting. Are you guilty of number casting? Meaning there's no mission behind your business, or the mission that you have, you just made up one day. Because you're an entrepreneur, you're not a leader. And so you just got some catchy words, you watch some YouTube video like this one, and you come up with a catchy vision about how many people you want to help in the next few years, and you're also going to plant a few more trees. Like, we've seen it, that's not a mission. And high performance leaders that you hire or high performance people that you're creating, they actually need a vision. Where are you going and why? Why is that important? How is it gonna impact people, especially millennials? They want to know. And it's not bad that they wanna know. and Gen Zers, which are coming up and absolutely crushing it right now, they also are sensitive to knowing why they're doing what they're doing. Do you want to know why? Because they watch their parents go work 9 to 5s, miss their soccer games, and do this other stuff, but they had a nice car and went to private school, but they hated their parents. And they're like, I'm not gonna be that parent. So I wanna either work for myself or I wanna work somewhere that's actually creating impact and allows me to live a somewhat lifestyle where I get to be around the people I care about the most. Is that you? Or are you just asking them to clock in and clock out? There is no vision. A high performer that goes into either a place with a false vision, meaning you said something but you're not living it out, or there is no vision, they will last either 3 to 5 years at the tops, but you're lucky to get them for a full year once they find out you're full of crap. All right? So either you got a bad candidate, there's a lack of training, or there's a lack of vision. Get these 3 things figured out, and you will have, not only will you have a great team, you'll attract great people. Because here's the other thing that great employees do. They hang out with other great high performers, and they tell them how amazing their job is, and they try to see if there's any openings or availability. That's the kind of organization you want. Because true scale for businesses happens when great people are doing their job and chasing a vision that the leader is passionate about. I want you to become that person. So if you're stuck right now and you're going, my team isn't getting me where I want to go, it's probably not your team. It's probably you. How's that for good news? Anyways, if you need help on this, let me know. Comment below, like, subscribe, all the things. I want to help you. I want to support you, and I hope that this has been helpful for you. Remember, former pastor, current life coach, here to help leaders just like you figure out what's next, especially when they're asking, what now?